Hello and welcome to an Everquest level 90 Druid setup guide. So we're going to kind of go over how I play a Druid, what I do with a Druid, and how I box my Druid. This may be applicable to a single, Druid being played or in a box situation. Just depends on how you play. But let's go with my spells first. This is going to be a continuation of my level 85 video on how to set up a Druid and do that. I'm not going to cover the AAs as much, just kind of like how I have everything set up and go over those specifically. So the first thing I have is a heal. Early on, didn't need to heal as much. Now we need to heal more. This is a 5800 heal. Not a lot, honestly. Mobs are hitting anywhere between 3 to, let's say, 8,000 on my tank, so it's pretty bad at times. Then I have a group heal. This is a 6,000 point group heal, and then while we're talking about heals, I also have Adrenaline Blast. I have it down here at the bottom. It should be at the top with the rest of mine. This is a quick casting heal that we just got at level 90 that does for 8,400 damage, so this is nice. So I have a macro here, heal X target 20, which is the group tank, which is my paladin. So it casts 11, which is that Adrenaline Blast, casts 2, which is the group heal, and then casts 1, which is Benvidia, which is the single target heal. So if we kind of like I hit that, right, so it targets him, Adrenaline Blast, right? Then if I hit it again, Benvidia, and if I hit it again, the group heal, right? It kind of went out of order for some reason. I don't know. Like there's a cooldown, right? I guess it was on cooldown when I did. And as long as I keep hitting it, I'll get whatever is on cooldown. What is not on cooldown, right? So my goal is always to heal him with this button, or whoever is the tank. Like if I switch to a mercenary tank, it would be the same concept, right? Whoever set as group tank gets in X target 20, right? So I have that, and then when I am in the, my primary goal with this character is to do damage, right? So I have Remote Sun Flare. It's a level 88 spell. It burns for 5,400 damage and heals my target's target for up to 5,400 damage. It doesn't work on the combat dummy because the combat dummy doesn't target anybody, but the concept is I nuke him, it heals him. So works out pretty well. And then I have Nature's Incinerating Wrath, new spell here at 90. It's a dot that does 7,400 damage and then 4,600 over time. And the cool thing about this spell, I might as well cover it, right? If I go ahead and cast it, you'll see that it has a 18-second recast. How long does this spell last? 18 seconds. So you can spam it and you don't have to worry about it reapplying the dot. So kind of nice there. You can see it got twin cast, it got critically twin cast. Look at how much damage it did. 45,000, 48,000, 12,000, 14,000. Like you can see how much damage I'm doing as a Druid from one spell. Like that's like that would kill most raid bosses early game. And then we have a Surge of the Bone Briars here. Surge damaging anything attacks them with these briars. They briars regrow, healing their host. So that is a damage shield, right? And then I have group damage shield here, which does more damage. So if I do group, I think we have a better one right now from the thing, but you can see here. Look at that. And then so what I have is a short duration. Cast it. Surge. So I have this short duration macro here, which casts what is it called? Is it this one? Wrath of the Wild. So this is a 3,200 damage shield, right? Lasts for 5 hits. And then I cast 5, which is the Surge of the Bone Briars, and then I cast 7, which is the next spell, Shell of the Reptile. Shell of the Reptile causes so whenever the target gets hit, right, they get healed. It has 72 strikes in it, so if I get hit 72 times, I will get healed a certain amount of times, right? How many ever that is. And so that goes all on my tank wherever he's at right here. You can see here, Bone Briars has 12 charges, and Thornspur, I don't remember casting that one, and then Wrath of the Wild up here has 5 charges, and those are affected by AAs and stuff. So my goal is to do damage with this character, and by doing that damage as damage shields helps a lot. There's another spell I'll talk about here in a second that kind of puts synergy into that. Then I have Summer Providence, which is just my spam nuke. This is after all this other stuff goes off, like I'll nuke that, right? Right now I'm running Frostfell Aura. I don't know if I'll continue running it because it doesn't really last that long. But you can see here it clicks on right, and then I get 6 charges for 23 seconds of Frostfell damage. You can kind of see, I think right here we got one for 6,000. So it's a really nice thing, but it's kind of tedious to keep up, right? So something anything tedious I get bored of real quick. Arboreal Absolution. So I just got this spell at 90, and so I was reading the description, seeing like, should I use this? Infuses your party with healing power of the Glade, allowing their damaging spells to heal their target's target. These heals will not generate extra hate. Now, first glance, that's, interesting, right? Now you think about it, that I'm boxing an enchanter, right? And I'm boxing with my paladin here, right? So every time when I click that on, right, when I click that spell, every damaging spell that the druid is chain nuking the whole time I'm playing. I hit 4, she does a nuke pretty much. Same with the enchanter. So all of those spells doing direct damage are now going to heal my paladin, right? Perfect. And my paladin's got a few nukes that he does as stuns that will also heal him too. So very nice. Kind of all works together. I don't have it in a macro yet, but I will. I just don't know where to put it yet. I could probably put it here and just do it on cooldown. Let's do that. Cast 10. I don't even care. I want it on cooldown. It's got a reuse time on it. I don't know how long, but it lasts for a minute, so might be able to keep it up pretty good. And then Adrenaline Blast we already talked about, and then Twin Cast, which allows any of our damaging spells to be twin cast. I cast that on cooldown because it just gives us more damage. Let's see here. We talked about all those last time. Nothing really new there. Those are all about the same. Group heal. I have Nature's Boon, Spirit of the Wood, and Wild Tenders. Survival plus my group heal spell. It works. It doesn't work. It's extra healing, right? It's not as much healing as a shaman can put out group wise, but it's working. There's some optimization I can probably make there, but I'm just not there yet for doing that. For burns, I got 185. I can't even remember what that is, but then I have Silent Casting, Focus Arcanium. That resets my cooldowns on all my stuff. Or no, that's not that one. That's a different one. Focus Arcanium is a resist debuff, I believe. And then I have Distant Conflagration, which allows twin casting of my remote spells. So remote Sunflare will be twin casted, so it's more insane damage, right? It's a 20-minute reuse. I have it as a burn because in those situations while I'm burning I need the extra healing, so it's kind of useful. And then I have Nature's Fury, which increases the damage of all my spells by 30%, but increases the mana by 30%, which is already a pretty big problem to a druid because they are pretty mana starved, I think. At least the way I'm playing it. Like, I have to be mounted for her not to run out of mana. I think that's those. So yeah, here's my I have the tank one, right? And I have Convergence of Spirit down here. This one right here. So this will do all my normal healing spells, right? 11, 2, and 1. But I also have this, which heals the target for 5,300. And then heals him over time for 3,600. Increases his armor class by 36 points. And then triggers a 180 point damage shield. So it's a nice little spell just to throw on there and be like, here you go, buddy. Don't die. So I got that in there, and you know, it's kind of useful. And then the short duration one, I believe I went over Wild Thorns and all my other damage shields. They just all go off at the same time. You know, boom, boom, and boom. As soon as they cast, right? And then when I want to heal him, like I get Adrenaline Brush going, I get Luna, let's just call it Luna. I don't even know what that word was. And then Benvidia, and then the other one should already be cast on him the last time I did. But you know, I got all that going, and I can do all that from my mouse the way I have the numpad set up. There's not much else different, right? Like the AA is just really incremental. Nothing really changes after a certain point. There's a few that we don't have yet, so you can see these ones. We'll cover those when we get them, but we don't have them yet, so there's nothing to cover. Some over here we don't have, like Teleport Guild Anchor. We don't get that till 100, and Market Travel 100. So we'll cover those then. But again, my rotation, right? See, targeting. Yeah, he's targeting that. So perfect. So my rotation is I spam 4. That's how I do it. Like on my paladin here, I spam 4, and that does his stuns and stuff. So the druid, when I hit 4, does all of this. So she goes remote, sunflare, and then all her instacast nukes. And then you could just look at this massive amount of damage just coming out. Frostfell Aura. The mana recursion stuff from the enchanter, like, it's crazy. And then she twin casts things. Like, she does a lot of damage. You know, it's hard to sustain. Like, we've already spent 20% of our mana, and it's just gonna go down from there. It's gonna, you know, like, you see there, we twin cast Summer's Prominence, and we critical twin cast Nature's Incinerating Wrath for 52,000. Then did it again for 39,000, 8,000, twin cast that, 12,000 there. It's just crazy the amount of damage we can spit out on the druid, right? Then all those short duration auras fell off, so it's kind of like, do I gotta recast those? You know, it's one of those things. But we're already at like 69% mana, and it's probably been 20 seconds, right? I'll probably start parsing them when we get closer to like 125. Like, parsing now doesn't really seem relevant, because the only relevant reason this would make sense would be on a TOP, and TOPs are not going to be doing as much damage as I'm doing here. So it's kind of pointless to try to parse it at this point. But that is kind of it, right? My gear is terrible. I'm still using like ornate gear. I got a few pieces of House of Thule, but not a whole lot. I gave all my Marks of Valor to my paladin because I needed him to get tanked. Like, he needs gear, because these the bosses I'm fighting are hitting for, you know, upwards to 8,000, and House of Thule tier 1 was just not cutting it. It was just ripping through that. So kind of, you know, taking a hit on the other characters, but when I start farming, they'll get gear, and that's all that matters, right? But for the most part, that's pretty much it. And then I have this like last button here that just does all the different AAs. So Group Wolf, Great Wolf, Nature's Guardian, Spirit Guardian, and then X Target 4. And then Pet Tac, which just does more nuking, more damage, more everything. But it is what it is. We'll see how it works out, you know, as we go to 95. But for the most part, I don't see much change in this. Like, I was looking at my 120 Druid, and it's about the same. Like, that spell-wise, right? They're just different levels, right? So there's a few things I would probably change on, but I don't want to really go through my whole spell bar right now and redo them all. I might be going more healing focus in the future, just because I've noticed Holdred is taking significant damage in certain situations, and I need to be able to heal him more. But I don't know. I don't know what I could add, right? Like maybe another lower rank of the adrenaline spell to get 2 of those in there, but right now we don't have a lot of the utilities we get later on spell-wise, so we'll see how it goes. But right now I think that's it. So if there's any questions or comments, please let me know and I can try to answer them. But this is how I do a level 90 Druid in a environment with my other characters. It should be applicable. Like, the same spells would work if you're just grouping with somebody, right? Like, I'm not really doing anything too specific to boxing, right? You might have different macros and how you set it up, but the same concept is the same. Do damage, twin cast the damage, and use your burns effectively and get those going. But if there's any questions or comments, please let me know and I'll answer them below in the comments section or on Discord. But thank you very much for watching. Please have a fantastic day.